Welcome, race fans, back to the Flashracing Cup Series Season 3 for the Atlanta Super Speedway race in the Flashracing Cup Series, the Miraculous 300. This is the first ever Atlanta Motor Speedway race with a brand new configuration, which is designed to produce racing that we see at Daytona and Talladega, which is going to be very interesting. This is only a 1.5-mile racetrack, and man oh man, have the racing dynamics really changed since this racetrack has been repaved for the Flashracing Cup Series Stock Car Superstars to take on one of the most challenging tracks in NASCAR that has now been reconfigured into a super speedway, which could make it very much a challenge, especially with the pushing and passing that is really, really commonplace in the super speedways. And to have it in such a confined space is going to make it really, really interesting. Your points leader, Kyle Busch, he is running away with the championship with 200 points. So with that being said, which driver will be able to stop the Kyle Busch train today? It looks like Kyle Busch. He is pulling away with the championship, but not so far behind as Simon Torres. He's second place in the points and is the second best Toyota team this year. He's the Daytona 500 champion. And this track races a lot like Daytona and Talladega. Just keep an eye on that 71. He could go back-to-back for Super Speedway wins. And here is a Super Speedway legend, Flash Racer. He won this race last year. He won on the old configuration. And now that this track has been repaved, Flash Racer is going to have to use a whole new set of notebooks. That whole team has got to use a whole new set of notes because this track is totally different than what they won last year, which is a much longer race than this one. So it's less time and a brand new configuration. So the cards are really stacked against Flash Racer today with the reconfigured Atlanta Motor Speedway. But this team always has the confidence, and so does the driver. And of course, we have Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. These guys looking to get wins. Of course, they haven't won a lot of races in the Flashracing Cup Series. Today's a super speedway. Things can get really jammed up. And you could see these guys running to the front for the whole entire day. And the rookie, Austin Cindric, continuing to be the most impressive driver in the Flashracing Cup Series rookie stable. Austin Cindric, the rookie. He's a Daytona 500 champion in the Cup Series, and he's looking to get a win. Remember, this guy won the first ever next-gen race in the Flashracing Cup Series on a road course at Charlotte Roval. Can he do it again today? Can he win on an oval? Can he get a super speedway win? He knows how to be in the front at the end of these things, so the 2-car is going to be expected to be as competitive as he always is. You got Chase Elliott, some brand new race cars out here, brand new paint schemes, brand new race cars, and a couple higher than usual starters. Look at Brad Keselowski and Daniel Suarez, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, and of course, Philip Torres, the new owner of PTR Flash Racing. He's bringing back that Oreo Chevrolet Camaro, and he's looking to have one of the best races of the year. He is the most confident, as always, of the team. He knows that he's got equipment that can absolutely get it done when it matters. This 46, his mind is always on racing. And with that being said, this is going to be a shot to show it even more today. He is a great, aggressive, very aggressive. So you got Ross Chastain and Philip Torres and Keselowski, just aggressive plate racers that Bubba and Byron will have to race around. And here's a look at the rest of the field. Of course, this race, no matter where you are in the field, you always have a shot to win. Anywhere on the racetrack on a super speedway, as long as you get the run and a teammate pushing, drivers and manufacturers and teams working together, it's always going to be an interesting result at the end. And this racetrack this year is more different than it has ever been before. The most radical repave. Some fans, drivers, and teams are against this reconfiguration. They want to go back to the old Atlanta. And with that being said, folks, this race hasn't had a chance in the Flashracing Cup Series, and we're going to see what it has today with this brand new reconfiguration. With the field stacked, a star-studded field of the best stock car racers in the world. And of course, the best one of the year right now, Kyle Busch, starting on the pole, a fast Toyota Camry. And of course, the top 10 positions are determined by where you are in the points. So now the top 10 from 18 to the 48. And that being said, let's go down your starting lineup for the Miraculous 300 here at Atlanta Super Speedway. Alright, folks, let's go down the starting lineup for the first ever Atlanta Super Speedway race, a whole new configuration. And of course today we're going to have the Super Speedway package, which is sure to bunch these guys up. So behind the GTR pace car, let's get a look at the field. Row 1, Kyle Busch, Simon Torres. Row 2, Flash Racer, Denny Hamlin. Row 3, Martin Truex Jr. and Christopher Bell. Row 4, Austin Cindric and Kyle Larson. Row 5 is Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. Row 6 is Philip Torres and William Byron. Row 7 is Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain. Row 8, Brad Keselowski and Daniel Suarez. Row number 9, Chase Briscoe and Ryan Blaney. Then Joe Logano and Kevin Harvick. Harrison Burton and Tyler Reddick continuing to drive that number 45 car. It looks like he's going to be in there for the rest of the year, judging by the looks of it. And of course, we got Chris Buescher and Cole Custer. Eric Almirola and Eric Jones. He's a great super speedway racer. Definitely keep an eye out on him. And of course, you have Austin Dillon and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And of course, a row of 2 female drivers, the only female drivers in the field. Of course, you have Izzy B, your 2020 Rookie of the Year, and of course, Jessica Monett, your 2021 Rookie of the Year contender. Jeez. And of course, Anthony Alfredo, Corey LaJoie, Alex Ross, Ty Dillon, and of course, always starting second to last is, of course, Kaz Grala and Noah Gragson. And without further ado, it's time to run down the package for you new Flash Racing Cup Series fans. And of course, the way this is going to work, the way these Flash Racing Cup Series races work, they are not stop motion. And if they aren't stop motion, what are they? Classic life board game style. So, we have boxes out here on the racetrack. And of course, the first driver in the field, the control car, the leader of Kyle Busch, will get 5 spins to get the field going. Five spins, 5 gears on the sequential shifter. Whichever number that the spinner lands on, that is how far you move on the racetrack, more or less. But of course, this is a super speedway, so you're going to see some bumping, drafting, pushing. It's going to be all day long, because these guys are going to be looking for all kinds of edges out there. Teammates working with teammates, manufacturers working with manufacturers. If they find each other out there, and if you're not willing to work with whoever's around you, you're going to fall back. And it's been proven time and time again in these plate races that teamwork is extremely important to keep yourself in contention and out front. And of course, this racetrack, these drivers are going to probably want to win this race because this is the first time this Atlanta is running the Flash Racing Cup Series. So what a big deal it would be for any of these drivers and teams to go for it. Any of them. I mean, they all want to win every week, but this track is definitely going to be an interesting one to see them. And of course, this next generation car races a lot like some Xfinity cars, as some drivers have brought up on the super speedways. So to see how this car handles on a 1.5 miles with super speedway style racing, it's going to be very interesting. And the Flash Racing Cup Series has never seen anything like it before. And without further ado, let's get the pre-race ceremonies on so we can get the cars cleared from the racetrack, so we can get ready to go green in the Flash Racing Cup Series for the first ever Atlanta Motor Speedway Super Speedway configured race ever in the Flash Racing Cup Series. Probably going to be the most unique track on the schedule now. So without further ado, let's get the pre-race ceremonies on. Alright, folks, now it's going to be time to get these cars cleared from the racetrack so we can do our basic racing rules package. The list of drivers that want to win this race gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you go down the field. A lot of drivers looking forward to today's event. And of course, the fans watching this race broadcast, hopefully you guys are excited to check out this race. Hopefully it's a good one. Atlanta Motor Speedway is a pretty wild, intense racetrack with this brand new configuration. And it's going to be really exciting to see what this track brings to the Flash Racing Cup Series. with its brand new style of racing. Those corners are steep, so it's going to be really interesting to see it. These cars are going to be running tight and close all day long. Unlike last season, where tires were a huge deal and the handling of the car. And handling is going to play quite the role once again today, because these cars on the super speedways, you got to get a handle of them, or else they will handle you. So without further ado, let's get these cars cleared from the racetrack so we can get going in the Flash Racing Cup Series. Alright folks, the cars have been cleared from the racetrack, and we are about to go green here in the Flash Racing Cup Series Season 4 Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Miraculous 300. Without further ado, the starter has the green flag in his hand, and we are going green here in the Flash Racing Cup Series. Here comes Kyle Busch in the FLM Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing. And of course, super quick shifts. That's going to result in a huge restart for Kyle Busch. One of the best restarters in the field, Kyle Busch, with a huge lead now, with a great restart. Here comes Simon Torres in the number 71 Toyota, the CBS Toyota Camry for Toyo Sports, looking to get another super speedway win. And it looks like he's not going to get past Kyle Busch, but they're going to work together, bumper to bumper, right there. Already starting the plate racing style racing. Of course, Simon Torres right behind Kyle Busch. But here comes Flash Racer in the number 94 Chevrolet, still looking for another win. He's on a winless streak. He hasn't won anything since Atlanta, this race last year. Can he get it done today? Here he goes. And out front, he's going to make a move on the bottom right here. He's going to get a bit of a side draft right there. Kyle Busch to Flash Racer's side. Throws a block right there. A mean block by the 94. And now Flash Racer is out front here at Atlanta Motor Speedway trying to make racing work here. And he is out front. Flash Racer's in the lead in that Chevrolet Camaro. He's going to start to lead some laps, which is good news for that number 94 team as he's ahead of Kyle Busch. Here comes Denny Hamlin in the number 90, in the 11 Toyota Camry. The number 94 Chev just went. That was Flash Racer. Here comes Denny Hamlin. See Flash getting ready to go to the bottom because he knows he's going to get someone to push him. Boom. Bam. A shot from Denny Hamlin. Wow, so these guys are not teammates and are still working together. And of course, your friends are where you find them. These two are rivals in the Flash Racing Cup Series and on the racetrack altogether, but today your friends are where you find them. And it looks like Denny Hamlin may just be one today to Flash Racer. Flash Racer does not care who's pushing him as long as he's out front, and Denny Hamlin has found his way to the back bumper of the 94. Of course, the 11 and 94 versus the 71 and the 18. Not the kind of battle you'd imagine out front with those guys involved. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. And of course, Flash is the only Chev that's gone so far. He is all alone out there. But he's getting help from one of the Toyotas, believe it or not. He's probably setting him up. Watch. Martin Truex Jr. Here he comes. And he's going to lock up. He's going to take the bottom because he knows that's the faster line so far. Martin Truex Jr. is now in the mix. They're starting to bunch up. And it looks like Flash Racer he's getting a lot of the beneficiaries out of this, man, because look, 3 cars on the bottom so far, and of course Flash Racer's the lead car. The speed is on the bottom so far, and he is out front ahead of Kyle Busch and Simon Torres, fighting hard for those spots. But here comes Christopher Bell in the number 20. Lots of Toyotas have been competitive today and all season long. This is Toyota's greatest season in the Flash Racing Cup Series ever so far. Here comes Christopher Bell. He's going to make a move on Truex. Can he fit his way in to make a pass for track position right there? And it looks like he very well will. Christopher Bell working his way up there, and it is a jam up for the top 5. Truex slightly falling short, but Bell working his way in. Here comes Austin Cindric, the impressive rookie this season. Can he find a way to get out front? The first Ford of the day. Is he going to get the help that he needs as the only Ford so far? He's the only one of his kind so far in this race that's going to find a way in. And here comes Austin. He's going to make a move outside. He's going to get that outside line going. And now the momentum is starting to get even further It's going to get even better for that outside line now because, look, Austin Cindric gave a shot. Very dangerous place to push someone on a super speedway. He's going to force that 20 in the middle, 3 wide. Someone's going to have to lift, and it looks like the 20 and the 19 are backing off, but there goes Cindric. He's trying to push that outside line to get himself in a better position, but now it looks like it's going to be Kyle Busch and Flash Racer still battling with Denny Hamlin still behind, but it looks like that 2 car can seriously push to the advantage. But he's already shoehorned his name up in the top 5. Here comes Kyle Larson, another Chev, the second Chev of the day, number 5. Let's see what he's got. Kyle Larson, here he comes. He's going to rim ride the bottom right there. It's not like any other track we can ride the top. He's going to find himself right behind Christopher Bell, give him a little shot right there. And it looks like the 20 is falling, or the 19 is falling back. Pretty interesting how those two got separated, the 19 and the 20. But the 19's still in the mix. If another Toyota comes along, he can regain his advantage. His advantages so far. But it looks like there's a bit of contact. Dangerous place to push. Very dangerous place to push to get close to that rear quarter panel. These things can get turned around really quick. That's a short quarter panel. And, of course, Flash Racer and Kyle Busch, they're just back and forth for the lead right now, with Denny Hamlin staying behind that number 94. Here comes Chase Elliott and the number 9 A-Shock Chev for Hendrick Motorsports. Number 9, Chase Elliott. He's the defending champion. He won the championship in Season 3. He's got a much better handling car today, taking full advantage of that. Truex to the outside. Larson at the bottom, and 2 teammates are going to push their way through here. Chase Elliott right behind the 5. He's going to push him to an advantage right here. Bam! A shot to the 11, which is going to propel that bottom lane once again. Chase Elliott getting that bottom lane to move. And, of course, Hamlin is still behind. He's lodged behind the number 94. Nowhere for that 11 to go. He's stuck where he is, and he's in a Chevy sandwich right there, and it's just going to push that 94 to an even further advantage right there. So the number 9 is really helping Chevrolet stay out front with the move he just pulled. So that's some excellent teamwork right there, even with the 11 in the sandwich right there. So very good on Chase Elliott. He's getting those Chevys up in the mix. And, of course, 1 Ford is the rookie, Austin Cindric. Finds himself in the mix in the battle for the front. But here comes the rest of the field. Here comes Alex Bowman in the number 48 Chev. Not the fastest run at all. He's going to work with anybody, and here he comes. He's going to follow the draft in the number 19. But he's not going to get very far right there. He's got the slowest run. Truex finds himself behind the 20 again. Not much they can really do. There's not that big of a hole open for those two to take, as these guys are starting to bunch up, starting to get a bit congested. But there's the 48. Not the fastest run of the day so far for that best friends Hendrick Motorsports Chev. Here comes Alex Bowman, Philip Torres, and the number 46 Oreo Chev. Very good riding car. Can he find some momentum? Here comes Bowman up to the top. Philip Torres is going to give Bowman a shot, and he is stuffing him in the mix. That outside line is going to have more momentum now. Bam! Right in the back bumper. And now the 20 is stuck 3 wide right there. And those two are going to have to lift. That is not a good situation right there. And now Bell and Truex are falling behind. They are working so hard, but just keep finding themselves in very precarious situations. Just backed out of 3 wide. But here comes Philip Torres giving a shot to his best friend off the racetrack, Alex Bowman, up behind the number 2. And, of course, nothing he can do to necessarily help his teammate, as his teammate is way out front. Hamlin's not moving from where he's going. Man, that guy is a roach. There's no getting him. He can't. He's always in the mix. Like, he just cannot be stepped on. He's just going to always be in the front and always be a factor. So that is why Denny Hamlin. But you can see Philip Torres just gave Alex Bowman the shot of a lifetime to get up there, and now Bell and Truex are kind of having issues right now with this battle. Here comes William Byron in the number 24 Chev. Not a fast run at all. He's only going to be able to get behind, and really the only way he can do it is if he gets behind another Chevy. It's a kind of advanced track position right there, but the 20 and 19 have a bit more speed on the bottom right there than that 24 combined. So, but those lines are starting to catch up. Look at that. It's starting to form here on the back straightaway going into the next turn. Flash Racer is still out front with Kyle Busch. Here comes Bubba Wallace in the Lidos Toyota. Let's see what he has. Holy cow. How's he going to make this one work? He's going to have to work his way through the traffic. Because that number, look at that. He's going to send it 3 wide. Can he fit in? Truex, he's going to fall out of the mix. And Bell, look at Bubba Wallace just has more speed than both of them. Here he comes. He's going to send it 3 wide right there. Can he fit in any further? It doesn't look like he can, but Bell and Truex are going to reunite, get behind the 23, and try to get some speed up there in the middle. Oh, man. Bubba Wallace just stuffed himself into the mix. Not quite 3 wide, but a very, very close quarters right there. Look at that. Bubba Wallace trying to stuff himself up into the top 10. Look at this. It is getting jammed up here. This super speedway racing is getting intense. And, of course, Flash Racer still leading the charge in the number 94 Chev for PTR Flash Racing, leading the most laps he's ever led all season long. Here comes Ross Chastain in the number 1 K1 Speed Chev. A lot of Chevys out here. Of course, we just have the Toyota of Bubba Wallace, and here comes Ross Chastain. Can he do it? Is he going to try to make it? Oh, he's going to make contact with Truex. Bell, Byron, collected. Ross Chastain is also in it. He tried an aggressive push. The field is going to get away, but it looks like Truex, Byron, and Chastain. He is out of huge. The first big wreck of the day. Taking out 4 cars, including Chastain himself. So it looks like the Ross Chastain doesn't give a crap tour, just made a stop at Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. Can you believe that? Ross Chastain caused the first big wreck of the day, and Bubba barely gets by it. Unbelievable crash. 4 involved. Getting things back up through the gears after a wreck. Here we go. Here comes Brad Keselowski in the number 6. Here he goes. Castro Ford. Brad Keselowski. Here comes another Ford. There have not been a lot of Fords to have gone yet. But with the number he just rolled, there could be a shot as they're starting to make some room here. Brad Keselowski's going to find his Ford teammate. Bubba's going to fall back a little bit, and so is Bowman and Phil Torres. They're going to fall back quite a bit right here. The Chevys are going to fall in line, but it looks like now Bubba's out in the middle of nowhere right here. He's in no man's land on the outside right there as the 6 car finds a way to shoehorn his name in there into the mix. Can you believe that? And he's going to try to give that lane a shot. Here he goes. Kyle Busch. And looks like the 71 is starting to find a way on the bottom. You see that right there? Now Kyle Busch is back in command. He is going to try to go for this win as that 6 car just gave a shot of a lifetime to rookie Austin Cindric to get that 18 car back into that position. Unbelievable right there, folks. Can you believe it? And Bubba Wallace is out in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of unfortunate. He needs someone to get him to get pushed by someone here soon. As the other 2 Toyotas of Bell and Truex are now gone. Here comes Daniel Suarez. They're best friends off the racetrack, Bubba and Suarez. You think they'll help each other today? We'll have to find out. If that number 99 Chev has enough speed to get it done, and he is going to have enough speed, he's not even going to line up with the other Chevys. He's just going to get his buddy Bubba Wallace right there, find each other in the draft, and there you go. Now Bubba's back kind of in the mix right there for the top 10, thanks to Daniel Suarez. And Suarez is still close to some Chevys, so if he needs help from other Chevs, he'll definitely get it. But it looks like Kyle Busch is back in dominant form. Can he get 3 in a row? We will have never seen anything like this if he does it again today. This is starting to get intense, folks. Kyle Busch is just always in the mix. Here comes Chase Briscoe in the number 14. Here we go. Here comes Chase Briscoe. And the hole is open if there's enough room. He's got a high enough number where he can advance a lot of positions right here. Can he do it? Here comes Chase Briscoe through the middle. He's got a huge run. Keselowski, and he's going to find 2 Ford teammates right there, and he's going to stuff himself in the mix. Here comes Briscoe. Simon Torres getting pretty low to try to block him, but it's not. He's got way too much speed. Gets him up the track a little. And Briscoe is going to find his way out front. He used that side draft off his 2 Ford teammates. And here he goes. And now, of course, Flash going to try to give him a shot right there. He just lost the lead, and here they all come. Briscoe to the front. He just worked his way through the pack, and Chase Briscoe's out front. He could be a threat for the win as the 94 is going to push him as much as he can to keep him out front, keep that momentum going on the bottom because there's still a chance. Simon Torres is going to fall back just a tad as Kyle Busch is going to get the run on the outside. Wow, he just worked his way right through the middle, slicing and dicing to get to the front is that number 14 of Chase Briscoe, who's, by the way, the leader of this race now. Can you believe it? Last year's rookie is winning. Unbelievable. And here comes Ryan Blaney, another Ford, so can he pull that move that Chase Briscoe did? And it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Blaney into the grass. And some major issues with the wheel right there as well as he spun. Blaney might as well out of the race, unfortunately. Oh well, here comes his teammate. Well, what would have been his teammate. Here comes Joey Logano. Not a lot of Fords out here, but Logano can definitely try something. Here he goes. Can Logano get a best career finish in the Flash Racing Cup Series? Can he do it? Bill Torres, aggressive block right there. You saw that? Holy cow, Joey Logano. Unbelievable. Can Logano force his way through? He's going to go through the middle just like Briscoe did, and he's going to find 2 other Fords, and the traffic is going to stop right about there. Logano is in the mix. Kind of gets to the back bumper as they're going to keep on moving along, trucking. Logano's going to find a way around Hamlin. Hamlin kind of fell back because he saw the speed that was coming. More contact right there. As you saw, Logano was just pushing around a lot, folks. Now Kyle Busch, because Simon Torres, he's going to try to catch him right there. Make sure he doesn't lose that momentum. This is just insane, crazy racing right here, folks. As that's going to get Briscoe even further out front right there. Logano is in the top 5. He's having a fantastic. We usually don't see him run this good in the Flash Racing Cup Series. Just very, very good performance today for Logano. And it's a super speedway. Can this be a big rebound for Joey? And, of course, he's right behind the number 94. Here comes Kevin Harvick and the Hunt brothers. Ford. Oh, he's going to get loose, and he's going to nail the wall with the right rear. And around he goes. Kevin Harvick is out at Atlanta. Harrison Burton in the 21. Let's see what he's got. All right, here he comes. Not too big of a run, but he's going to at least find a way around. Nah, those 2 Chevys were way faster. Unfortunately, Harrison's going to be out back here right behind the 46. But at least he's not wrecked out. At least he's going to finish this race somewhere decent. So he's got that to look forward to. Reddick in the 45. Let's see what he's got. Can he work his way up? And it might be the case. Here they come. He rolled a high number, so that door is starting to open. Oh, contact with the 12 and the 6. Door is open, and it's for the taking. 3 wide right there. Then he's got to push Reddick, his new car, into the back bumper of Logano right there. And more contact is being made as that 14 car is just continuing to get shots from the 94 as they are trying to stay as much out front as they can. So let's see what the rest of the field has. Here comes Chris Buescher in the number 17 Fastenal Ford for RFK Racing. Let's see what he's got. All right, quite the run, and the block is going to be thrown by Daniel Suarez, and that is as far as Buescher will go. So there it is. Craziness out here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The pushing, the blocking, the drafting is getting intense. And, of course, Chase Briscoe continues to lead out front. If you're out front at a super speedway and you got a chance, you got to take it while you're there. And Chase Briscoe, that kid, is getting everything he can out of his Ford Mustang, as here comes a teammate of his, Cole Custer. Looking forward to finishing a race this season, and he is quite spectacular. And he's going to get past the 17 right there, and that's as far as he's going to go, right behind Daniel Suarez. So there you have it, folks. Philip Torres is just falling behind in these races, which is really unfortunate. He starts really good, and then he just tends to fall back, which is really unfortunate. That 46 car is looking to turn this around as the season goes on. But as that number 94 is still in second with Logano behind, Chase Briscoe continues to bring that bottom line. That's where all the speed is right now for the looks of it. Here comes Eric Amarola in the number 10. He knows a thing or two about super speedway victories. So let's see what he's got. Eric Amarola, here he comes. Can he make it any further? And he's going to run out of room. But he is going to get past the 41 of Cole Custer, as now the outside line is starting to move again. Because that car had enough speed to get that outside line going. And now the 10, here he goes. They are getting close, and now the speed is back up. Here they go. Hamlin is just shoving away at that 45, trying to get that lane to be the fastest, as Busch is getting closer and closer to the current leader, Chase Briscoe in the number 14 Ford. Pretty interesting day here at Atlanta Super Speedway at the Miraculous 300 in Atlanta Motor Speedway. Fantastic racing out here with this drafting and pushing. It's getting quite intense as Chase Briscoe, a rookie from last year, is winning this race. His best shot to win all season with the 94, 22, 18, 71 in the mix. Can he get it done? We're going to have to find out. Stay tuned after this.